So,
I don't think your mic's on.
really?
Yeah. Sounds like it's coming from your webcam.
Oh, that's correct. Okay. Settings. Yes. All right. How about now?
Nope.
What?
No.
No, meaning still not good?
It sounds like you're in like an echo chamber.
I just changed it.
Tap
Let me
your
rejoin
mic.
it.
Just tap it.
Oh.
Nothing. I don't hear anything either. What the fuck is going on?
Let me leave and come back in.
Okay.
How about now?
Hold on, let me make sure it's not my headphones. Hold on.
Well, my mic was not correct the first time. I verified that.
Hold on. Try it again.
Yo.
What's going on with my? Hold on. Let me unplug the headphones. All right, talk.
So, yo.
Okay, it is the headphones. Damn it.
Oh no. What happened to your headphones?
It's doing something weird with the sound.
Which is funny because you're right. For some reason, my audio setting was definitely to my webcam to start with, even though apparently it was not the issue.
Hold on.
He's over here. Oh.
Okay, let's try this again.
Yo, what's up?
And I plugged it in the wrong fucking hole. Okay.
Someday you'll learn how to use technology. It'll be fabulous.
I don't know what's going on with my headphones. All right, talk again.
Sup?
All right, we'll just go with that. It looks fine on the audio, but for some reason my headphones do not want to play nice. And I can't wear my regular headphones because the battery's dead. So.
Well, that's a very sad day, yeah.
Yes, so I'll just have to struggle along.
Well, I just won't talk as much. It'll solve all your problems.
No, I think I need you to talk more.
I don't know. I'll be eating throat lozenges the entire time.
Yeah. Try to see if... I don't know.
What does anyone truly know?
There.
No?
I don't know what the fuck I just did, but it works now. Oh, man. Great start, Charlie. Great start. Okay. You ready, yo? All right. Hold on. Talk one more time. Let me make sure I got your level right.
Yo. What's up? What's up?
Okay, there we go. All right, muting Zealeus for just a moment, and then we will begin. Oh, hit the record button, mute Zealeus, and then we'll go. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another Dish Shelter Confusion Thursday Night Hangout.
Hello, good people. It is a beautiful day to be alive.
Indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, of course, I am your host, Charlie, and I'm joined once again by the prolific comer himself, Zealeus. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Thursday Night Hangout. It's a live show where we try our best to cover the topics most important to you during the show. If you have not had a chance to post your question, your comment, your concern, topic, all you got to do is just drop it in the chat, be it on Facebook, Twitch, or YouTube, and we'll try to add it to the show. If we do unfortunately run out of time, we'll add it to the very next show.
And thank you to my cat for replacing my microphone.
There you go. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, let's jump right into it. And of course, the big story that we have to talk about. Actually, let's do the sad news first, and then we'll go from here. The actor Michael Gambon, who was known as Dumbledore for basically the I guess, let's see, I think he started taking over. I think he took over in number 3 all the way to the end.
Yeah.
He unfortunately has passed away at the age of 82. He, for those out there who are Whovians, that's people who love Doctor Who, he was a curmudgeony, kind of like Scrooge-like character in one of the Christmas episodes. With Matt Smith.
I probably saw that episode, but it doesn't ring a bell. I'm sure I saw it just at the time because he did a hell of a lot of makeup and wardrobe stuff in Harry Potter.
Yep.
With the long beard and all.
Yep.
So I probably just never noticed. But yeah, I mean, he was great in the Harry Potter series, playing Dumbledore. He gave it that certain something, fatherly craziness, because
yes,
Dumbledore also had a lot of flaws at the same time.
Well, he was definitely a different Dumbledore than the first guy who played Dumbledore.
True, yeah. But yeah, definitely a sad day. He was a great actor in the movie. If I had a wand, I'd raise a wand to him. But
there you go.
It's one thing I never got over the years was a wand from Harry Potter or any other series.
My son has a Harry Potter wand. So I went to the Disney thing and brought him back a wand.
Oh, nice. There's actually a wand maker at Dragon Con who walks around, and if he likes you, he'll give you a wand.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Interesting.
So my friends 2 years ago, they gave them a wand. I don't remember what they had, but whatever it was, it's like, would you like a wand from my wand shop?
Interesting.
He has like a full professional name and everything too.
Kind of so in the same vein is oleanders.
Yeah, and like I mean, he makes them. Like you could tell, like they were all custom made, like by him at his house, doing like woodworking. Yeah, it was like an oleanders wand shop. It was the same exact type of deal, and you could like describe the length and what they're made from. It's pretty cool.
Sweet.
It's like I wish I had woodworking skills like that.
Yeah, that would be nice. There's a lot of skills out there that I wish I had. Those would be very nice.
Touche.
Okay, so the next bit of news probably means nothing for Zealeus, but is very exciting for anime viewers out there, especially fans of the show Spy X Family. And that is that the season 2 has finally been announced. Crunchyroll has given the release date. I think they're going to do it like a simulcast. So you're going to see the episodes coming out probably once a week, and it all starts October 7th. So next week, right? October 7th is next week, right? Yeah. Right?
I don't know.
Hold on. Next Saturday. Starting next Saturday.
Is that something you're excited about?
Oh yeah. And so are my boys. They like Spy Family as well.
So it's a kid anime.
No, not really. It's an anime where a secret agent has to go undercover as a father of one, and he ends up getting a telepathic daughter and an assassin wife, but none of them know what any one of them is. They just think they're a regular family.
But they all independently do their crazy stuff.
Exactly.
Nice.
Yes. So it's good. It's a very solid anime, and of course I've got a couple of the manga as well. It's good stuff.
Of course. Where there's an anime, there's a manga, and Charlie will have both.
Usually, yeah. Anyways, okay, so here is the big topic. We've been very aware that there has been a huge writer strike that's been going on for quite a while, and it looks like we have the end of the strike. And I've got a couple bullet points of the changes that are going to be made for the future. So I just wanted to go over them, and then we'll just, we'll chit-chat about our opinions on the whole thing. First things first, let's talk about regulations on AI. AI, as in artificial intelligence, not Allen Iverson, the famous point guard basketball player.
That'd be a very confusing swap to have, going from actors talking about Alvin Iverson to, with his crossover of death, to artificial intelligence.
Yeah, exactly. So basically, the new standing is AI can't write or rewrite literary material, and AI-generated material will not be considered source material under the MBA. This is the agreement. Meaning that AI-generated material can't be used to undermine a writer's credit or separated rights. A writer can choose to use AI when performing writing services if the company consents and provided that the writer follows applicable company policies, but the company can't require the writer to use AI software when performing writing services.
All right.
The company must disclose to the writer if any materials given to the writer have been generated by AI or incorporate AI-generated material. The Writers Guild Association reserves the right to assert that exploitation of writers' material to train AI is prohibited by the NBA or other law.
That's a pretty big one, actually.
Yes,
the last
it is.
one. Like, the first ones make pretty logical sense, actually, I think, as far as a writers being able to do their own thing without being taken over by AI.
Yep.
I would guess that last one was actually probably a sticking point, because in the mind of Hollywood, they're probably thinking a little bit of like, okay, in their minds at least,
right?
Like, that did not go the way we want, but we could spend the next, 10, 15, 20 years training how to write scripts with all this stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
But it sounds like that last bullet point basically prevents AI training. But I wonder, like, how does that prevent something like ChatGPT still using scripts to do the same exact thing?
Well, ChatGPT was actually listed as one of the AI softwares.
Well, I'm saying, like, if you're ChatGPT, you're not bound by this. So if you're Hollywood, 20 years from now, you could be like, oh, screw it, I can just use ChatGPT to write scripts. I mean, basically, Hollywood, I guess, just can't do it themselves, but somebody else is still going to.
Right.
It's like, it's still going to use scripts for training.
Right.
Okay.
I don't know. Okay, the next part deals with streaming services, transparency, and residuals. The lack of transparency makes it hard for writers and producers to judge the success of their own shows.
Wait. Lack of transparency in Hollywood?
Yeah.
Are you sure we're talking about the same thing here?
Oh, Lord. And reduces the leverage writers have to demand fair compensation. While the new rules don't require streamers like Netflix to disclose numbers to the public, they will provide the total number of hours streamed domestically and internationally for self-produced high-budget streaming programs. This is according to the Writers Guild Association summary. With that transparency comes viewership-based residuals. Projects written under the new MBA on the largest streaming services would receive a bonus of $9,031 for a half-hour episode $16,415 for a 1-hour episode, or $40,500 for a streaming feature over $30 million in budget. The new residual structure will kick in for projects released on or after January 1st, 2024.
Wait, but you get those residuals based on what exactly? I'm confused. Like you mentioned about like the length of it, but is that like per a number of views or something?
It's viewership based residuals. So I'm assuming that there's some sort of metric for number of viewers.
Like a threshold. Like
yeah.
I know what it is, but it's like 100,000 viewers, you get whatever that number was.
Right.
Yeah, because I mean, that was a huge issue with like sitcom TV shows or just any cable TV show. I mean, like Friends and MASH and all those, that's where they made all the money. It was not the first run. It was the reruns and syndication.
Right.
And they made tons of money, but there was nothing in the contract about streaming. So when those all went to streaming, they made nothing off of those.
Yep.
So no, that was a huge sticking point. So to have something in there for residuals, better than nothing.
Yep. The next one has to deal with writers' room minimums. As time has gone by, writer rooms are getting smaller. Writers, basically, the shows are transitioning to mini rooms, which are basically scaled down writer rooms. Whereas a traditional writer's room would have around 8 writers, a mini room has 2 or 3 that assist the showrunner in writing scripts at a lower rate. This keeps costs down, but it is a major disadvantage for the writers. Fewer games, fewer jobs, and worse pay. The new NBA requires writers' room minimums and minimum contract lengths. Okay? So, the breakdowns differ between development rooms and post-greenlight rooms. Development rooms are where writers develop shows before they head into the next phase, which, of course, is the post-greenlight room, which are for the shows that have been approved for production. Development rooms are, of course, they're important, can mean that writers are only employed briefly because, it's a brainstorming thing. Under the NBA, writers hired for development rooms are guaranteed a minimum of 10 consecutive weeks of employment. For post-greenlight rooms, shows with 13 or more episodes need to employ a minimum of 6 writers with at least 3 writer-producers as well. So 9 people in the room. Okay. These staff members are guaranteed 20 weeks or the entire duration of the post-greenlight room, whichever is shorter. On top of that, if the show had a development room, 2 writer-producers from the development room must be hired for the post-greenlight writer's room. So if you were in that, I don't know, I don't think they actually listed how many people had to be in the development room, but at least 2 of those individuals from the development room have to be part of the 3 for the greenlit room. So
without obviously knowing a whole lot about script writing goes, but it seems like writing good stories and dialogue, etc., is pretty important to good TV shows, right? Yeah. Or movies.
One would think.
So it would seem in a way that, like, yes, it keeps costs down by having less writers, but if you also have more writers and therefore better content, wouldn't you also, in theory, have more viewers and therefore make more money?
True, but once again,
does that make, you know what I'm saying? It's like create better product by having more writers, basically.
Right. No, and I think that's part of, the problem with streaming is I think a lot of these companies thinking about streaming are trying to cut costs because they know they're not going to get any residuals when they put it on the streaming platform. So why would they spend the extra money?
But now if you have residuals, now you have more incentive to do that. I can see that.
Exactly.
That makes sense. I like it.
All right. And the final part is an increase in wages.
Ah.
The Writers Guild Association, and I can't remember what AMPTP, I can't remember what that is. Contract is going to up their yearly minimum pay by 5% for this year, 4% for 2024, and 3.5% for 2025. So each year there's going to be a minimum pay increase of that percentage.
Right on.
Rates differ based on roles, which are outlined in the NBA. Staff writers will see this increase immediately, while story editors and executive story editors will see the pay increase upon ratification of the new NBA. So, sounds good. I mean, I'm happy that the writers are getting some love, and in this crazy ass world we live in, to me the thing that's really nice is the guaranteed employment for a certain amount of consecutive weeks. There's so many companies out there, even all over the place, that will basically utilize they'll hire someone on, and that person could be with the company for years, or they could be there for like 2 months, and then they're gone, and it's not known how long you have the job, which kind of sucks.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't sound like anything too crazy on either side of the argument.
Right.
I think the biggest one was AI, and it seems like the writers kind of got, I'm guessing, most of what they wanted on that end.
Yeah.
But overall, I would think it would create a more stable work environment for better employees, to create better products in the end, I would assume.
It would also, I think it would also help keep the same writers in the room instead of them, because I know that some, the part where they're doing the part with the writer producers, you have a lot of individuals who are in the development room who do not transition over to that green room. They pay, they probably pay a premium to the development room just to have some crazy cool idea. And then they try to, I don't want to say outsource it, but they try to get a, what do you call it? A discounted budget with individuals who are known to, it's kind of like the video game companies that produce ports. The source material is there. They just got to make sure that it works for people.
Yeah, so in this case, be able to create some consistency across different kind of levels of development.
Exactly.
Of your show. Yeah.
So, yeah. So good job, or, it's exciting because now shows are going to get back to being written. I know that there's a lot of people out there who love their late night TV shows. That's going to start, that'll start rolling again. Your daytime TV shows, if you watch those. Basically, anything scripted.
And people were obviously on strike for this and not getting their regular income. So I'm also glad to see that the strike didn't have to last indefinitely.
Yeah.
As we've seen elsewhere at times, usually with sports, to be fair, with very different levels of income. But at least it didn't last forever. So, because I mean, the majority of the people in the strike were people of like yours and I's type of salary.
Right.
They're not the millionaire directors or like the Rocks who are making millions. The large majority of them are kind of your normal day workers. And those are really the ones who get the biggest changes from a day to day.
Yeah. So, good on them. All right. So I was asked, as many of you know, I have been playing a specific game relentlessly. I have technically beaten it. However, there is a continuation after the closing credits. The game, of course, that I'm talking about is Starfield.
Wait, you were able to build your ship that goes far enough?
Yes. Yes, I
Oh,
was.
look at you. You can build ships.
Yeah, it turns out that if I put skill points in a couple of places, um the monster ship that I built that's just it's way too effing big could actually make the jump.
Nice.
Although I did have to build another ship to complete one quest because I was 1 light year short on my ship. So I couldn't get to this one location to complete this quest, which was beyond bizarre because basically you're trying to help a bunch of clones of historical figures. Like I walk into town and the guy's name flashes up going Franklin. I'm like, that guy looks like FDR. And sure enough, he's like, hello, I'm Franklin Delano Roosevelt. I'm like, what the Then there's Amelia Earhart. There's Genghis Khan.
Sounds like you're in a Doctor Who episode, like I'm traveling to meet all these different famous people.
Ada Lovelace. But there is a big ass bug in that quest. And that is no matter what you do, once you get to a certain part in that quest, every time you enter that town, everyone turns hostile. You have to kill them. Well, you shoot them down. All the famous people will just be like, oh, God, I've been hurt. And they'll crawl around for a little bit. And then after like a minute or two, they'll pop back up and then they're normal again. Like nothing happened. I'm like, what the is this? But yes, I did defeat, or I guess I got an ending for Starfield. And you could continue if you so desire. And basically,
of course, it's a game they want you to play forever and ever and ever.
You're basically playing in an alternate universe with some added bonuses. But I lost all my ships, of course, because now I'm in an alternate universe, so I don't have those ships. So I can redo all the quests again if I really wanted to.
Oh, so that's their version of Endgame Plus?
Yeah. Okay, so the reason why I bring up Starfield, and one of the selling points of Starfield, of course, is that it's an open world RPG.
Sure.
So for clarification, I want to know, what is Zealeus's definition of open world?
Definition of open world?
Yeah. If I say that this is an open world game, what does that mean?
Usually it means, I mean, obviously there's going to be degrees of open worldness.
Right.
I think we can establish that, but
yeah.
Usually open world to me means that it's a non-linear, a non-straightforward main story quest line, meaning that like when you have quest, like the main quest, let's just say eventually going to beat the great big evil wizard, right?
Mm-hmm.
If it's open world, you go from usually you go from not just city to city, mm-hmm. but it's also going to be open world in terms of having a large open map. Mm-hmm. So you see a map and there's lots of big open things to do, like kind of in that map, and also lots of story quest to do. Mm-hmm. The other thing that open world games started to do also, I think it was Assassin's Creed that really brought this in, was all of the like side quest in terms of things to find. Mm-hmm. Like go find 10 random artifacts, go find 8 vistas, go find 14 Arkhams of history, like all these little doodads to go find.
Right.
Which for the most part I find dumb because they're literally just stupid extra things to artificially inflate the gameplay length of a game is literally all they're for. So those I hate. But I think it's very wide open as far as how you get from point A to point Z, versus the opposite would be normally a game on rails, where you might still have some side quests. Like that's not normal to have side quest, but like when you go from like zone A to B, you get to zone B, all of your side quests are right there in Zone B.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like you go from Zone A to Zone B. Oh, there's also Zone Z, D, E, F, G right outside if you're free to go explore at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
They're all pretty condensed as far as a space splash map goes.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's the big difference. And usually I also find a lot more of the on rails games, like if you're like when you go to Zone B and you have to do like quest X and you pick up 4 other quest, like you can almost do all the quests at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're all very close together. Like it might be your main story quest is go kill 10 orcs, and your side quest is go pick up 8 pickaxes. Oh, guess what? These orcs happen to be carrying those 8 pickaxes you have to pick up.
Right.
How
right.
convenient is that?
Right.
So I'd say that's probably the 2 big things. One's really the quest, like how many are there, and are they like spread out in multiple zones, which correlates into how big is your map. And is it like, are they all spread out across like disparate parts of the map? Or are they kind of like centered onto like very concentric zones?
Mm-hmm. So my definition of open world is basically it's on the same line as what Zealeus said. It's an open world game to me is you can travel basically anywhere you want to. Now, of course, if with every single game there are certain areas that you probably want to be more experienced before you go there because there's stronger monsters. Usually, you could do like concentric circles, and the further you get away from your starting point, the harder things get. There's tons of side quests that you could do in any order, and they could be over 500 light years to the left, and then the next one could be like right next door to where the quest giver is, and the next one could be across the entire universe, that type of thing. So it could you ping pong all over there. There's a lot of open world games. I've noticed that there are groups that you can join. In Starfield, you have the UC fleet, you have the Rangers, you have the pirates, you have Ryujin Industry, which basically all those quests are corporate espionage. It's so like in like a game like any of the Elder Scrolls, you've got the Thieves Guild and the Fighters Guild and the Mages Guild to give you all those quests. And in Starfield, you don't really have a person to go to talk to get your quest. They're basically these electronic boards, kind of like computers that you log into, and it gives you a list of 4 quests that you could take. You could take them all, or you can just select one and then go off, and then upon completion of whatever it is, if it's like a bounty quest, as soon as you kill the dude, magically credits appear in your account.
Nice.
You don't have to go back to the message board to collect your goods, which is nice because, God, what a pain it is to be running all over the place only to have to backtrack all the way back to the quest giver. Now,
that is one of my favorite quality of life things that games start doing that.
Yes.
Because that's a pretty new thing, it seems. But relatively speaking, yes, I greatly appreciate when whatever kind of game you're playing, I'm like, yes, just give me I have to go to a person to get a quest. I totally understand that. But if I beat it, just give me the rewards.
Or at bare minimum, give me the XP bonus for completing the thing. If I have to actually return to the person to get, the golden knife of Ubrick, which is totally made up. There's no such thing as the golden knife of Ubrick. But if there is, I said it first. People have to pay me royalty. But so Starfield is marketed as an open world game. So and here is my issue. It sort of is, but sort of isn't. And what I want to say by that is the fact that yes, there are a shit ton of planets, and you can as long as the planet has solid ground, you can't land on a gas planet. but as long as the plane has solid ground, you can land. And to me, I guess in an open world, I feel like how do I describe this? Every place is already there. Okay, so there's a huge ass map that's been pre-populated with caves and ruins and towns, magic fairy ponds or whatever. But in Starfield, it is with unless it is a key like building or area, it is randomly generated. So it's like instanced. You go on a planet and you can land in the same spot every single time. And every single time you get off your ship, the stuff that's around you is going to be different. And as a result, and this is my biggest gripe about Starfield, is that instead of having, I wish that the developers had basically, or level designers had maybe 2 or 3 variations for each type of building, instead of abandoned mining outpost, and every abandoned mining outpost in 100 different galaxies where maybe, I don't know, 300 planets are out there. Every single freaking abandoned mining outpost is the same. Even the only thing that changes is the random shit they just throw on top of surfaces. Like sometimes there'll be bullets, and other times there'll be a monkey wrench, which you never need to pick up.
It's just the efficiency of being able to produce the same building from their magic 3D printers.
Yeah, sure. But I don't know. Like, I got to the point where there's a lot of buildings that will appear over other types of buildings. And so literally I was like, okay, there's going to be a guy here, there's going to be a guy there, there's going to be a guy. I think it's the mining complex, the abandoned mining complex. When you actually go into the mining complex, which is a different area, but exact same layout, I could tell you where all of the first 8 enemies were going to be. Like, okay, I'm going to go down this ramp, and then to the left, there's going to be a guy who's going to be standing there. He's going to be turned, but his back is going to be turned. I'll shoot him in the back of the head. I'll sneak up to the barrier that he was standing there. There's going to be another person that's going to be standing looking at their barrier that's going to be slightly to my right and probably about 10 feet down. I'll take him out. There's 2 guys sitting down all the way at the bottom. Easy targets. I want some variety, okay? Like, the variety you give me is that you put a bunch of worthless crap just across everything, and you're not going to pick anything up. Also, I'd really like for the vendors to actually have a real bank account so that I could sell more than 2 guns and then have to wait, I don't know, a billion hours before I could come back and sell them more stuff. Because I'm not going to buy anything from any of the vendors.
You just want to sell all your stuff.
Yeah. It's basically, I mean, it really is the Borderland problem, right? Where you just have so much shit. But in Borderlands, you can actually sell all that crap. And in Starfield, you literally, it's like you have to go shop to shop and basically sell all your stuff and take all of their credits.
What about breaking down items? Is that a thing?
Breaking items?
Like a lot of games, you can like break items to have crafting components.
Nope.
Oh.
You can craft to add to them. And
normally that's what I always do is I never sell stuff because most games you just dismantle or break it down to use as crafting components.
Yeah, no, I still, okay, so I've like I said, I've done an entire playthrough. I never crafted. So I didn't make any food, any pharmaceuticals, any space suit stuff, or any weapons. There's another huge component of the game is you could create an outpost that will basically mine materials for you, and you can get all complex. You can have like turrets protected from bad guys and enemy and wildlife or whatever. Never did it.
So there's a whole city building component you just totally skipped.
Well, one, you have to put skill points into that, and I'd rather have skill points into, I don't know, making my guns work better, allowing for my starship to be better, being able to persuade people. Basically, all my skill points went into persuasion, health, the ability to carry more crap on my back, handguns, rifles, marksmanship, and then basically extra cargo space for your ship, the ability to add better modifications to your ship, the ability to go further with your ship, the ability to have to be able to target a ship, which basically slows everything down for a certain amount of time, so you can basically just focus on trying to blow the crap out of your enemy. Oh, and I also had to put points into stealth. But one of the things that Zealeus was talking about with Assassin's Creed, where you get like you basically get these tchotchke quests where it's like go to these 10 different highest points in the city, or go collect the pigeon feathers or whatever. In Starfield, the way they kind of approach that is, in order to upgrade one of your skills, you have to do XYZ. So for the ship component thing, you had to build or change things out on a ship. I think the last one was you had to make 30 modifications to a ship, which basically took my entire bank account because I built it from the ground up. Because that's the easiest way to fix that one is just build a ship, and you can, and then like for stealth, I think it's you have to do like basically stealth kills. To gain the ability to carry more stuff, you got to sprint a certain distance with 75% or more of your max amount that you can carry. For health, you have to basically survive so many points of damage. So it doesn't, like I said, in a previous episode, it doesn't allow you to just kind of like stockpile your points and then throw them all into something when you feel like, ooh, this is what I need to do. But yeah, I don't even know how you would get. I think I ended the game at level 47, 48, something like that. I don't know how you could get much higher than that, because literally I went through all of the quests that you could do, and there are areas that in the game that are level 70 areas. Now, my weapons were so awesome that I could go into those level 70 areas, and I also had enough healing items because I was stockpiling them because there's so much crap in every single place. Literally, I would take down an enemy and then have to heal, but I had like 90 health packs.
But you could still take down the big level 70s.
Yeah, as long as I was careful about it. There was one situation where I saw an enemy that was, I think it was at the time was 20 levels higher than me, and I thought I was doing all right, and then it bum rushed me, and when it hit me, it took all my HP and threw my character across the screen. I'm like, oh, okay.
And then I died.
And so the next time I went there, I literally I just put down a bunch of mines and threw grenades at them and just kind of whittled them down until, and also I kept running through like a small door so they couldn't get through.
That's not fair.
Hey, I was tactical advantage, okay?
You're playing like a heel.
Whatever, man. Okay.
Little sissy runner, man. Be a man and just face him man to man.
Dude, I can't tell you how many times that because I knew the placement of all those guys, literally, when I got really frustrated, I just run through, like, just have my handgun, shoot him in the face, keep going, shoot him in the face, and just mow people down.
Nice.
Also, one awesome thing about Starfield is that ammo does not weigh a thing.
Oh, that is nice.
So by the end of the game, I had, like, certain types of ammo. I had 8,000 rounds or more. Like, I would ever be able to use that many. Because literally, like, when people died, I would just take the ammo and their health item, if they had one, and I'd leave everything else because it's just worthless.
Just fire nonstop,
Yeah.
just for fun. Just be kamikaze.
Exactly. So for those who are wondering what my total hours were for Starfield,
110.
120.
Ah, that was my second guess. Well, I guess you got your game's worth out of it. Jeez.
That's by far.
So are you going to play the new game plus now?
I have played a little bit of it, but at the same time, I'm like, do I really want to rinse and repeat?
But with a plus experience.
It really isn't. I mean, this world could act completely different than the last world. Woo!
Is it like a different story or anything? I mean, it could potentially be, but I was like, you know what I mean? Like, some games in New Game Plus is actually adding on to the story, like from a different perspective on purpose or anything, or is there any of that, or is it just go play ahead?
The only difference that I've seen is the artifacts. There are these items called artifacts that are hidden throughout the entire universe, and when you collect all of them, that's how you basically transition into the new world, if you really want to. And also, just before you transition to the new world, all of the most important decisions basically get laid out before you. Like for me, because I screwed up with accidentally killing some people I wasn't supposed to, and I had to end up being, instead of being the United Colonies System Defense Squad, I ended up being a pirate. So, like, there was like a still of the fact that the pirates made the galaxy much more dangerous as a result. And then, of course, I completed my romantic side quest with one of my female companions. Which, once again, is like, it was basically like kindergarten. We held hands! And that was the extent of the romance, unlike, like Baldur's Gate or Mass Effect, or hell, Cyberpunk, where there are naughty parts to those, or The Witcher.
Yes, I started playing Cyberpunk the other day, and
yes,
immediately upon the character creation screen, it's like, close your eyes.
Yes, you could have a dingle dangle.
I mean, you can have literally whatever you want.
Yep.
The funny thing, though, to me about like Cyberpunk is you spend all this time in this really good character creation, but the entire game's in first-person view. So it's like, I created this badass character, but I never actually get to see my character.
Well, you get to see him during cutscenes.
Yeah, but like...
Oh, that's the other thing about Starfield and cutscenes. Dear God, like half the cutscenes when you're talking to someone, I know Zealeus doesn't see me in the video right now, but literally, like, I'm going to just, I will describe it, but literally, I'll be standing there trying to talk to this person, and the person will be staring off to the left. Their whole body is turned as if, like, they don't even want to look at me.
Yep.
It drives me nuts. And my favorite part, though, is when you have a companion that adds the conversation, but you ran too fast. So the companion, like the camera cuts the companion so they can add dialogue, but the room that they're in is completely different in the room you're having the conversation in. Because I can't tell you how many times where I like sprinted somewhere to talk to someone and the person's like, I don't know, in a back room of a building, and my companion's still out in the street. And they'll be like, yes,
I'm over
that's
here.
right.
I'm over here.
This is what we have to do. I'm like, they can't hear you. But anyways. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I do want to pause real quick because there are individuals that we need to show some love and respect to. These are the people that help Alter Confusion be the Alter Confusion that you love and adore. And so without further ado, let's do the friends of the show. And to start off, of course, is the Indie Cluster. The Indie Cluster is an organization of independent game developers that want to gain exposure by being involved in the community. They collectively journey to popular conferences as a traveling booth to help gain attention for their games. They make partnerships with local communities to bring games to the mainstream mindset. They highlight local, unusual, and rare concepts to challenge the paradigm of the common. They also host events to teach kids and minority groups about game development to hopefully one day enter the industry themselves. For more information, go to indiecluster.com. The next shout out we're going to give is to the AV master himself, Noodle Boy Media. Founded in 2015 by Andrew Tran, Noodle Boy Media, previously White Kid 47 Media, is your choice for professional photo shoots and panel recordings at conventions. They pride themselves in providing a high level of professionalism, top-notch experiences, and quality services. If you want more information and to view their full list of services, check out facebook.com/noodleboymedia. Now let's talk about that wonderful individual that helps get all your aches and pains from your long gaming sessions. That, of course, is Hero Chiropractic. Hero Chiropractic is a unique healthcare practice set up by Ryan Moore, the company's focus to elevate a patient's experience of freedom, creative expression, and joy. They believe that everyone can be a hero and has incredible heroic potential inside themselves waiting to be unleashed. Hero Chiropractic focuses on mobile chiropractic care in the greater Atlanta area. They're committed to healing clients by creating a plan of action uniquely suited for each person. They make that plan of action as convenient and affordable as possible, and most importantly, suited to your individual needs. For more information, go to herochiropractic.com. Now let's talk about the music maestro himself, the individual who helped us out of a weird copyright thing that should never have happened. Crosspad Creative. Need a new logo or want to work on a full branding and content strategy? Or maybe you need music or audio for your content, just like Alter Confusion. Crosspad Creative offers a whole host of solutions for individuals and small businesses. Just email Josh at crosspadcreative@gmail.com and see what he can do for you. The final shout out we got to give is to the original patron himself. The maestro, the crazy guy. That, of course, is Agile Axiom. By day, Ax leads both the development team and system administration team working with satellites at NASA's Goddard campus, which, ironically or awesomely enough, some of those satellite photos that NASA's Goddard campus produces were actually source material for Starfield. There you go. But while not in meetings and many times during, he is the Agile evangelist, Agile Axe, championing the philosophy of Agile and trying to make the world a better place for software developers, testers, system admins, and software projects the world over. Decades of experience in software development and leading Agile teams are brought to bear against evil processes, inefficient work, and bad habits. For more information, go to agileaxiom.com. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I know that you are all just dying to know, how do I become a friend of the show? And that, of course, is quite simple, and I'm going to tell you right now. And that is, ladies and gentlemen, Alter Confusion survives on the love and support of fans like you. And so we have a Patreon page. Patreon lets you, the fans, lovers, haters, demigods, interdimensional beings, gods, demons, aliens, vampires, werewolves, swamp beings, supporters, and more to become active participants in the work we love through a monthly membership. This gives you access to exclusive content, community, and insight into our creative process. In exchange, we gain a bit more freedom to do our best work and the stability we need to build an even stronger creative career. Currently, we have two different tiers. We've got the $1 tier, that's $1 a month or $12 a year. And what you get at that one is early access to all of our playthroughs, as well as the ability to participate in patron-only posts. If you are feeling super duper frisky, you can jump up to the $5 a month. That's $5 a month or $60 a year. Not only do you get everything at the $1 tier, but you also gain your name or organization added to every single Friends of the Show for every Thursday night hangout. So if you want to become a patron of Altered Confusion, go to Patreon. That's patreon.com/Altered Confusion. And of course, as we're doing that type of shout out, we got to give you this shout out. This is something that's always been important to Altered Confusion, basically since the inception of or creation of this thing, and that, of course, is Altered Confusion is proud to say that we have been fundraising for Extra Life for 12 years straight. Extra Life is gamers doing what they do best, game, to help sick and injured children at their chosen Children's Miracle Network Hospital. The money that we raise through Extra Life will go directly to Children's Healthcare of Atlanta as unrestricted funds. This means that the hospital decides where and how to spend the money to ensure the dollars we raise make the biggest impact in the lives of the kids they treat. So if you have the capacity to donate, please go to extra-life.org and search for Altered Confusion. Okay. So now back to the topics. And the next topic is a little bit weird. And I'm sorry, but I'm sick and tired of all these live action remakes of Disney movies. Dear God. I mean, I understand, there's like the PC people out there who are really, really happy that some of the roles have changed ethnicities. That's fine. That's cool. But some of the live action are hot garbage. And there is one that's being listed that they are actually going to rework good chunks of the story so that it's more appealing to the youth of today. And that, of course, is we're going to get a live action Bambi. Zealeus is speechless.
Why?
I don't know.
I'm actually envisioning him, ironically or not ironically, I don't know which would actually be, using CGI for the deer. Because I don't know how you actually interact with the real deer to do what you want.
Well, it's going to be the same as The Lion King, which I never saw the live action Lion King, but I heard it was absolute hot garbage.
So it's kind of like we've talked, like when we talk about books that should become TV shows, there's some books where I don't want to become on the silver screen because I feel like some works of art are perfect in their own art medium and don't need to be made elsewhere. And that's how I definitely feel about some animated shows. And Bambi would be a great example of or when Lion King, because you're right, I've not seen a live action version of that. But some things are just like, they're perfect in their own art medium. And why bastardize? I mean, we know the answer, it's money. We all know that's why.
Oh God, yes.
But it still is sad that that Disney, in large part, are bastardizing what are great works of art to try to make like $100 million, basically. I just. So, are we going to see like a deer die in real life now? Like, it's one thing in a cartoon, but like, is it going to be a real deer now that's going to be like, shot and then sold off as that we could then eat for dinner that night?
Are we going to see a big PETA outrage? I'm going to be honest with you. I don't really. I don't see the. First of all, in my honest opinion, you watch Bambi once, you never want to see it again. Okay, so sure. Yes. I don't ever want to watch a live action adaptation of Bambi because I know how it goes. And it was brutal when I watched it as a kid, and I don't want my kids to see it either.
Yeah, yes, I'm speechless on this one. I'm just I'm dumbfounded. Might be a better way of putting it. Honestly, it's just Why? No. Yeah.
Yeah,
I haven't seen any of the live action Disney remakes, and I just don't really want to. Like Lion King and Aladdin are two of my favorite Disney animated movies, and they're great as animated shows, but why do I need to see them as live action?
right. So I've seen the live action of Aladdin, which it was okay. I saw the live action of The Little Mermaid, and that was pretty good.
I forgot there was live action for Little Mermaid.
Yeah, it just came out recently.
Wasn't that one that had like a bunch of controversy over like who was cast for certain roles?
Yes. Yes. Yes, it was.
I like how like people get concerned over the casting of a role of a fictional freaking character.
Yeah, I don't really want to.
They're already fictional in the real place. Like, if it's a real historical person, I totally get it at that point.
Yes.
But like, they're a made-up character. Hello.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I don't know. Yeah. Anywho. So stupid. I'm sorry. I'm still stuck on it. Well, if you're interested in finding a kind of, I guess, time-sucking game for you to play on your mobile device, if you remember that Fallout game, Fallout Shelter, that you could play on your phone, there is basically the Fallout Shelter equivalent for Elder Scrolls. It is called, I'm trying to get the name up here, because Elder Scrolls Castles.
Did that just come out?
Yep. You could get it on. You can, let's see here. It's available now for Android devices through the Google Play Store. It looks a lot like Fallout Shelter, but it is set in medieval fantasy world of Nirn. Woo! Hooray!
Well, the big one that also came out that I haven't had a chance to play since I was sick all week is Dragon Air Silent Gods, which is apparently like an open world RPG for your phone.
I don't know if I could.
It's also a gacha at the same time. It's like an open world gacha game somehow. I don't know how that works. So I downloaded it. But yeah, I basically was in class all week and then I went straight to sleep after that. Which also meant I didn't get to play any Cyberpunk, which I gave into because it was on sale. So the Cyberpunk I was excited because in the hour I played, I was like, this is really cool.
As it's pretty obvious, I will play open world RPGs, but I don't think I could ever play it on my phone. I think I would just literally burn. My phone would literally just catch on fire at some point.
That's why I'm just curious to see what does this look like on the phone. I'm more curious than anything else. So I am going to try it at some point. But I don't know when, because it's not going to be anytime soon.
Yeah.
Due to trips, which I think you're also doing.
Yes. I do want to give a heads up to everyone that there will not be a Thursday hangout next week, simply because I will be out of the country.
And then the following week, I take Charlie's place of being away from the house.
I will attempt to try to find a Zealeus replacement.
Ooh, bold words, sir. Bold words.
I've attempted to do that several times, and unfortunately, it's fallen through almost every single time. But at bare minimum, if I can't find a replacement for Zealeus 2 weeks from tonight, I will, of course, stream for a little bit so that there will be some kind of content on the.
I mean, you always have a dog.
Yeah, I don't think anyone wants to listen to Arlo grunt and groan and possibly nip at me because I'm having to hold him on camera. No, thank you.
I'm not seeing a problem here. It could be Charlie and the dog. It's like a live action version of Charlie's life.
Nah, I'd rather not.
No.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
no.
Okay.
No. No, thank you. Anyways, so I guess I will be streaming on Sunday and Tuesday. I don't know what I'll be streaming.
You don't know if it's going to actually be Starfield, since you put in so many hours, and it's like, I must move on with my life.
Yeah, I might just have to change games. Or hey, how about this? How about I actually start recording a new playthrough? Wouldn't that be
Ooh.
smooth?
You don't want to record all 120 hours of Starfield as your playthrough?
I don't want to. I that would be so painful. See, that's my problem. I don't think I could ever do a playthrough of an open world game because I'd want to kill myself by if I had to watch that crap.
Hey, go look at me do random quest number 84.
Here I am on the 200th planet where it is magically generated yet another abandoned mine.
It's procedurally generated, but not.
Look at my ship that I forgot that if I dock with a ship or a space station, it is not the same docking spot as if I landed on a planet. I can't tell you how many times I've gotten lost in my ship because I keep forgetting that the docking thing is 2 floors up from my cockpit, where if you land on the planet, the loader, once you basically get into the ship, once you go up the ladder from the loader, you could see the cockpit, which is like 3 different segments away, but you can still see it. And you know how there's been all these stories about people making all these crazy spacecrafts in Starfield. Someone has decided to, I don't even know how it's physically possible that they were able to do this, but they created a ship that has, when you stack habitat sections on top, they put in ladders. Someone was able to make a ship that has 30 ladders in it. Dear Jesus.
What do you need a ladder in your ship for? That seems very awkward to move around with.
You need ladders to move into different sections that are like a floor up. That's how you transition between floors on your ship.
That doesn't seem very efficient.
I don't know what to tell you.
No sci-fi movie I've ever seen uses a ladder to move between different stations. They might have stairs,
There's
or
no
an escalator,
well, actually,
or a portal.
I finally found, right near the end of the game, I did find a ship that was freaking mungus, who had a cockpit that actually had a flight of stairs that you could take. But most of them...
Okay, so this is a game where you, A, can't have like vehicles on a planet,
Yep.
and B, doesn't have stairs?
There's stairs in cities and in buildings, but there are no stairs on your ship. And by the way, the longer that you use that ship, the more crap will just start appearing randomly. Like trash will start appearing randomly.
What prevents like the stairs from just falling over when you take off?
Everyone has to buckle in.
In turbulence.
Buckle in.
Do you have to like strap them down and put like, magnets on them? So
I do not have to buckle everybody in. And I don't know how the crap that's sitting on tables actually stays there when I'm doing loop-de-loops.
I'm very concerned about the realism of this game now.
Sure.
The lack of stairs terrifies me. I can't take it.
There is a ton of ladders.
Fair enough.
The sad thing is, I wish that I could make pretty ships, but all my ships look ghastly. Like the ship that I fly around in has all the makings for crafting. But since I haven't put any skill points into any of the crafting skills, I can't actually craft anything. So it's kind of pointless for me to have put all that crap there. So yay for me. Should just built some. The unfortunate thing is that the habitats that you could put on your ship weigh next to nothing, but the cargo holds weigh like a effing ton. So I could have a bunch of different rooms, but God forbid I put like a cargo hold on there because it might be now too heavy to take off.
Well, you can figure all that out when you do New Game Plus.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm assuming they have like sequential new games to get people to play again and again and again and again, and it just never ends.
Sure. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
Like I said, I might give it a little bit of a little longer just to see if there's any real difference, but I'm probably now going to be transitioning over to something else. I just don't know what it is yet.
I don't think that's unreasonable.
Yeah. Well, all right, ladies and gentlemen. I believe we've reached the end of our show, so I want to thank everyone for tuning into the Ultra Confusion Thursday Night Hangout. For myself, Charlie, and Zealeus, it's been a pleasure getting here to come our heads, our mouths, and of course, our hearts. We'll be back potentially, or I will be back potentially in 2 weeks. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you later.
Remember, kids, keep on gaming in the free world.
Amen to that, brother. And we're out.
Or are we in?
I think that's a song from the third Aladdin movie. Are you in or out? I'm pretty sure it is. I'm just saying. But yeah. Let me look at, hold on, let's see here. Crap, how do I do the, I can never remember how to look at games, how long I've played them. I can never, oh, here we go, hours played. Oh, snap. Well, that's interesting.
How many does it show?
No, I've put 120 hours into Starfield.
Yeah.
I put 145 hours into No Man's Sky. I
Oh,
put
geez.
170 into Cyberpunk 2077.
Hmm.
And I put 147 into Borderlands 3.
So you know how to put some hours into games when needed.
Apparently. Death Stranding was 97 hours. See, I put some serious hours in there. Some serious hours. I mean, let's see here. Yeah, Final Fantasy VII Remake was 61 hours. Ni no Kuni 2 was 61 hours. So yeah, I put some time in to these games. Huzzah. Good Lord, my son's freaking Alexa is so loud. All right. I'll end the stream. I'm going to talk to Zealeus offline, but